Good evening, everyone. Welcome to your 20-minute hip opening flow. My name is Robin, and I will be your guide for this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to go ahead and get started lying on our back tonight. So we'll be working on opening up the hips and loosening up the entire body, relaxing the mind, getting in touch with our breath. We'll start lying on our back, palms to the ceiling. Just letting the feet splay to the sides, letting the legs relax. Let's close the eyes down for a moment. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And we exhale through the mouth, allowing the shoulders to fall to the mat. We'll unclench the jaw, bring the tongue down from the roof of the mouth. Let the hands relax, the stomach relax. We'll unclench the glutes. And take one more breath here. And exhale, let it go. Our first pose is going to be our bridge. So let's go ahead and tuck the feet towards the glutes, keeping them nice and flat. Bringing them about hip width apart. And we'll go ahead and draw the navel in towards the spine and down towards the tailbone. So you want to think about almost bringing it down and in. So we should feel the abs engage here, and then we'll squeeze our glutes to push the hips towards the ceiling. Holding here. We'll go ahead and take another breath in here. As we exhale, let's push the hips a bit higher towards the ceiling if that's comfortable for you. Now we'll lower the spine back down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. And once we reach the floor, let's let the knees drop from side to side, just loosely moving back and forth here. If the knees don't quite touch the floor, that's okay. We let the hips and the bum come off the floor a little bit each time. Let's take two more each way. Just loosening up our hips before we come into our figure four. So we'll stay lying on the back, bring the knees back together here. Nice stretch for our glutes. We'll take our right leg over the left knee first. So this alone is a great stretch. If this is enough for you, you can gently press on the leg, or you're welcome to pick up this left leg, keeping the right leg where it is. You can grab behind the left thigh. You can interlace the fingers around the shin. And we'll take a few breaths here. Exhaling through into our right hip, right glute. Keeping our low spine grounded into the floor. Should start to feel the right glute loosening up a little bit. One more breath here. Maybe you can pull the left leg in a little bit more. And let's release the left foot back down to the ground, keeping the right leg crossed over. Let's take a gentle twist. So we're going to keep this figure four position with our legs. And let's go ahead and rotate it towards the left, planting the right foot onto the ground. So you can open up with the right arm here, looking over to that side. And you can gently take the left hand if you want to deepen the stretch here, push the right knee away a little bit. Breathing into the entire right side body here. And let's bring it back through to center using your core muscles to rotate. Let's take the right leg down to the floor and we'll cross our left leg over. So bring the left ankle over the right thigh, gently pushing the left leg. Again, you're welcome to stay here if this is comfortable enough for you, or you can pick the right leg up. You can grab the back of the right thigh. You can grab over the right shin. So we don't want to feel like we're holding our breath or having to hold our shoulders or really work for that stretch. You do want to feel like you're in a space where you can still maintain the breath and relax into the pose. Gently exhaling into our left glute this time. Should be feeling the stretch down through there, through the outside of the left hip. Keeping the low spine to the floor. One more breath here. Exhale, maybe you pull the right leg in a little bit more. And let's go ahead and place the right foot back down. Keeping our left leg crossed, we'll go ahead and rotate towards the right side this time. I'm just gonna rotate myself a little bit here. So this time we're planting the left foot on the floor, opening up through the left arm. And you can gently look over to that hand and we'll gently push our left leg away. This time we're breathing into our left side body. Feeling the stretch through the right side of the neck. One more breath here. And let's rotate back through to center. We'll let the legs fall from side to side one more time here. Maybe they feel a little bit looser already. And we'll meet back through to center, turning onto our left side. We're going to come into our tabletop position. So hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And we'll just take a few cat-cow from here. So once you've found a nice tabletop, we'll inhale round the spine, tuck the chin towards the chest. And exhale, arch for your cow, looking up to the ceiling. Taking a few more here at your pace. Waking up the rest of the body a little bit more here. And let's meet our spine in a more neutral position here, tucking the belly button in. We're going to take some leg circles here, or hip circles. So we'll gently lift the right knee off the floor and almost like you're drawing a circle with that kneecap. Let's go ahead and take about 3 or 4 counterclockwise or clockwise if you already started that way. And once you've done the 3 or 4, however many you choose, we'll circle the other direction. And we'll place the knee back down onto the floor. We'll tuck the belly button back in one more time. And we'll gently lift the left knee off the floor this time, drawing a circle with the kneecap, trying to maintain the rest of the body nice and engaged as we go here. Shoulders away from the ears. We circle the other way, keeping the core tight here. And we'll place the left knee back down on the floor. And we're going to tuck the toes, push back into our downward dog, press the hips towards the ceiling, and take a moment to pedal out the feet. See how downward dog is feeling for you today. Every day is different. Some things might be feeling a little tighter than others. And that's okay. Just taking a moment to check in. And exhale, meet in stillness, pushing the heels towards the floor. If they don't quite meet, that's okay. Pulling the shoulders down. Let's take another breath in here. Exhale, press through the palms, chest towards the thighs. See if you can deepen the stretch. And we'll go ahead and lift right leg up to the ceiling for our 3-leg dog. Exhale, tucking that knee in towards the chest. We'll step between the hands, lowering our back knee down to the ground. Inhale, hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, pressing the hips forward for our low lunge. So we want to keep our hips, ribs, and chest stacked on top of each other here, not allowing the back to arch too much. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, let's cactus the arms as we push the hips forward once again. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reaching up. Maybe you push the hips back a little bit. And exhale, hips forward. Cactus the arms. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and place the hands down on the floor. Lift the left knee back off the ground and we'll push back into our downward dog. Pedal out the feet. Getting ready to repeat that on our other side. Inhale, left leg to the ceiling. And exhale, stepping through between the hands. Right knee coming down to the floor. And we draw both hands all the way up. Exhale, keeping the arms lifted for this one. Let's exhale and focus on engaging our core, keeping the hips, ribs, and chest stacked on top of each other. One side might feel a bit different than the other. That's okay. And using our next breath, we'll inhale, reach the arms up again. And exhale, pull the elbows down, cactusing the arms. Feeling our stretch through the right hip flexor. One more time, inhale, reaching up through the ceiling. Maybe you back up the hips a little bit. Then exhale, pull the elbows back down, bring the hips forward. And hands back down to the ground. Let's push back into our downward dog. Left foot meets the right. Pedaling out the feet for a moment here. And let's go ahead and inhale, right leg back up to the ceiling again. Inhale, let's come into our, exhale, let's come into our pigeon pose. So bringing the right knee towards the right wrist, pulling the left leg behind. If this is enough for you, that's okay. So we can keep the chest lifted, staying strong through the palms. Maybe we untuck the toe to make it feel a bit more relaxed. Or you can drop down to the forearms, letting the head hang heavy. Maybe you rest it on a block. Or you can even come all the way down, crossing the arms, resting the forehead on the hands. Wherever you feel, you can maintain the breath, allowing the pose to do the work. All you need to do is breathe. If this pose is a bit too much for you today, you're welcome to come back into our figure four. So you would turn onto the back, cross the right leg over the left. Two more breaths here. Just allowing the right hip to sink towards the floor, keeping the hips level. And let's go ahead and come back up. If you were folded forward, pressing through the palms, tucking the left toes back under. Let's come all the way back up into our three-leg dog, giving the right hip a little bit more of a stretch. We'll tuck the right glute, right heel towards the glute and open up that hip. See if you can push the knee towards the ceiling, really almost like you would stack the right hip on top of the left. And turning the hips back down towards the ground, place the right foot back down. Whew. And let's go ahead and lift the left leg towards the ceiling. Inhale, stretching the leg nice and long, flexing the foot. And exhale, drawing left knee towards left wrist. Right leg nice and long behind you. Once again, you can stay up here if you like, or from here if you'd like to turn onto your back into figure four, that's okay too. Or you can fold forward onto the forearms, or come all the way down to crossed hands, whatever pose is best for you. Let's take 4 to 5 breaths here together. And take another moment to check in, making sure our jaw is unclenched, shoulders are relaxed. Should be feeling the stretch through the left hip this time, outside of the glute. Maybe a little bit into the right hip flexor if they're tight enough. And using the hands to press yourself back up if you were folded. We'll gently come into our three-leg dog, tucking the right toes. See if you can bring the left leg all the way back up through. Nice and long. Then we'll tuck our left heel towards the glute. Send the left knee towards the sky, like you could point it right through the ceiling, stacking the left hip on top of the right. And coming back down to our downward dog. Paddling out the feet. And we're going to come forward to our plank just for a moment so we can lower ourselves all the way down to our stomach. Elbows in tight here. Let's see if we can gently come down to the floor. And from here, we're going to take our right knee off to the side. So we do want to try and have a nice 90-degree angle with this leg here. So prone, nice prone adductor stretch here. Inner thigh is where you should feel it. We do want to make sure we keep this knee in line with the hip, hips facing the floor. And from here, we'll relax the head down, or you can come up onto the forearms. Although, do you find it is a bit more relaxing in the forward fold? And I am here doing an evening flow for you tonight, so I'll show you this option. I'm going to come back down to the fold for the next few breaths here. So wherever you like this pose, we'll take a few more breaths, just allowing the hips to sink into the mat. One more breath here. And we'll go ahead and tuck the right knee back in towards the center, and let's draw the left knee out. Just finding the right place first before we settle in. Just enough room. And we'll make sure our left knee stays lined up with the hip, doing our best to press the hips towards the floor without straining the low back, so you can draw the belly button in. Let's find a place that feels relaxed and where we can stay with our breath. Once again, one side might feel a little bit tighter than the other. That's normal. Two more breaths here. Exhale, letting the hips sink into the mat. And we'll tuck the left knee back in next to the right. And we'll go ahead and press back into a child's pose here, so you can keep the knees beside each other. Use the hands to push the hips back towards the heels. We'll bring the forehead towards the floor. Maybe you keep pulling the fingertips across the floor a little bit, across the mat. Feeling the stretch through the arm, through the shoulders, pressing the hips towards the heels. One more breath here. Exhale, one more press through the palms, straightening through the arms. And we'll go ahead and walk the palms in, coming up slowly as we turn over into our Shavasana. So we'll come down all the way to our back, just like we started. This time to finish our practice. If there's another pose that you'd prefer to finish your practice in tonight, please feel free to take it instead. Or if you'd like to join me in Shavasana, we'll go ahead and let the palms face the ceiling, legs apart. You close the eyes down, doing another scan, seeing how the body's feeling now. Doing a check-in on our hips. A great sequence for opening the hips and great stretches that you can do anytime. Exhale, keeping the breath with the shoulders. Yeah, exhale, let them fall towards the mat. Let's take one more here before we seal our practice. And open the eyes. Maybe you wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes a little bit. And then we'll turn onto your favorite side, gently pressing yourself back up. And once again, thank you so much for joining me for this flow, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your hips are feeling a lot more opened up now. I can tell that mine definitely are, and I will see you in the next one. Namaste.